You're here because you know something. What you know you can't explain, but you feel it. You felt it your entire life, that there's something wrong with the world. You don't know what it is, but it's there, like a splinter in your mind, driving you mad. It is this feeling that has brought you to me. Let me tell you why you're here. You're here because you know something. What you know you can't explain, but you feel it. You felt it your entire life, that there's something wrong with the world. You don't know what it is, but it's there, like a splinter in your mind, driving you mad. It is this feeling that has brought you to me. Let me tell you why you're here. You're here because you know something. What you know you can't explain, but you feel it. You felt it your entire life, that there's something wrong with the world. You don't know what it is, but it's there, like a splinter in your mind, driving you mad. It is this feeling that has brought you to me. Let me tell you why you're here. You're here because you know something. What you know you can't explain, but you feel it. You felt it your entire life, that there's something wrong with the world. You don't know what it is, but it's there, like a splinter in your mind, driving you mad. It is this feeling that has brought you to me. Let me tell you why you're here. You're here because you know something. What you know you can't explain, but you feel it. You felt it your entire life, that there's something wrong with the world. You don't know what it is, but it's there, like a splinter in your mind, driving you mad. It is this feeling that has brought you to me. Let me tell you why you're here. You're here because you know something. What you know you can't explain, but you feel it. You felt it your entire life, that there's something wrong with the world. You don't know what it is, but it's there, like a splinter in your mind, driving you mad. It is this feeling that has brought you to me. Let me tell you why you're here. You're here because you know something. What you know you can't explain, but you feel it. You felt it your entire life, that there's something wrong with the world. You don't know what it is, but it's there, like a splinter in your mind, driving you mad. It is this feeling that has brought you to me.
It's jungle out there, disorder and confusion everywhere. No one seems to care. Well, I didn't pay. Who's in charge here? It's jungle out there. People think I'm crazy, they're worried all the time. You pay attention, you be worried too. You better pay attention, cause it's what we love so much. I just kill you. I could be wrong now, but I don't think so. Cause there's jungle out there. There's jungle out there.
Answer questions, man.
No?
No.
What?
I don't answer questions, man. I don't answer questions. I don't answer questions.
Keeps on pushing me around, but I'm staying that way.
Oh, yeah. Hello, everybody. I was about to get ready for bed and decided to check my Facebook, and guess what I saw? I saw a message from Mr. Charles Starke, the guy that's been the subject of my videos I've been doing the past couple of days. Well, he sent me a message. He's been arrested for a third time. It was, according to the brief info I've gotten so far, because he's not online right now, I got home late from work, he went to go pick up some public records at City Hall, I think it said. And he wasn't in a restricted area or somewhere. He was not supposed to be. He was invited and said, "Your records are ready. Come pick them up." And well, they arrested him for trespassing, gave him a trespass order and stuff. This is the message that he sent me. I overlaid it over one of my photos I got of my videos. But yeah, you can pretty much read it for yourself right there. I was arrested again 2 days after the videos came out for a noise complaint and trespassing in a public building. Wow. Yeah. So I sent him a message to see if there was any video. Apparently, I take it he's home. Either he bonded out, or I don't know if it was a cite and release yet. There's not a lot of info available now, but I was bored and wasn't ready for bed, so I decided, you know what, I haven't gotten live in a long time. This would be a good excuse. So, yeah, amazingly, the same PD has arrested him for a third time. Oh, bad reverb. Oh, I gotta shut off one of these. Let's see here. Hold on. Headset mic, desktop audio. I don't know. You probably heard the TV on in the background too. So, all right. Audio. Is that a little better? I don't know. I'm not in the mood to mess with it right now. I don't know what's going on. I know I got an echo. I'm sorry if I have an echo. But yeah. Yeah, trespassing in a public building. Can you believe that? What's it say there? He had a reason to be there. He wasn't in a restricted area, and the city manager called him and said to come on by and get the documents that he requested. And then he says, oh, wait, they arrested me for trespassing, and then they issued him a trespass warning verbally and in writing when he was invited to come pick up his public records. Yeah, a little better. All right. I can, in my headset, I can still hear. I got a little bit of an echo. Hey, Miami, what the heck are you doing awake at this time? What is that, like 3 hours ahead? That's like 4 a.m. there. PMP, I see you in here, man. Thanks for stopping by. Yeah, and I apologize for jumping the gun and getting on here, but I wanted to get the word out because I know their Facebook. I am shocked that their Facebook review page for what is it, Little Elm Police, or is that what the police department's called? I don't know. I am shocked that their review page hasn't been slammed as hard as personally I was hoping it get slammed. When all this came to light on this guy, Mr. Starke, they had like a 5.0 rating, and it's like still holding at like 4 or 3.8 or something like that. I had half expected there enough people to get on there and voice their opinion and not recommend them, that their review would be down to like 0.1 by now. So I'm not telling you what to do, but if you've seen those videos and they've disturbed you, don't be afraid to voice your concerns on their Facebook page. That's your First Amendment right. You redress the government if you have a grievance. Australia. Sad seeing what policing has become in the U.S. in the 20 years you've been there. Yeah. Total police state. That's for sure. Oh, wait. Look, we got the chat box going on here. But I don't think it's working right. I'm still learning this Streamlabs OBS. I just started working on it today, so it combined my standard OBS with Streamlabs, and but I'm still learning. The on-screen chats, it looks like it's going a little bit. But yeah, seriously, if you haven't gone to their at least their Facebook page and voiced a concern, if you have one, about the treatment that Mr. Stark has received. Um, the first being arrested in his own home on a disturbance call. I mean, apparently all these charges have been dropped and dismissed, and now he's been arrested a third time, and it just baffles the mind. But you've seen some videos from Australia. Oh, you're talking to Australia. He seems to have aggression and anger issues. Hey, man. Okay, my first response to that is, I would say, oh yeah, I can see that. I can agree with that, but I have to look at myself. Most of my subs or viewers on a lot of my earlier videos that have been on my channel since like 2015, 2016. I People still seeing those for the first time, and a comment will pop up, and I'll be notified to say, "Wow, you're so cool, calm, and collective. How do you do that?" Well, obviously they haven't seen some of my well, I can't say more recent because I haven't done any for a while, but um, my especially like my Carlsbad videos. When I feel like I'm being mistreated or the officers are doing something they really shouldn't be doing because they know they can get away with it, and my blood starts boiling, I can get very verbal as well. I mean, I got pretty peeved in that Carlsbad video when I told them I was changing directions on a public sidewalk. The sidewalk was open. There was no reason I couldn't walk the other way. And I go to take a step, and the corporal says, "Oh, you're blocking my way on the sidewalk," and grabs me and tries to wrench my arm behind my back. Tells me I'm being detained for blocking a sidewalk. And I got verbal on that. So being in this guy's shoes, I can I can relate to how hard it is. I've even seen News Now Houston. It doesn't happen a lot, but remember that if you've seen it on News Now Houston's channel, when he was accosted by some FBI agents, he got a little verbal himself. You could tell it was upsetting him. So it sometimes, even for the best of us, it can be hard keeping our calm and not redressing what we think is wrong right then and there to the people that are doing it to you. So, but yeah, I can understand, on the surface, it seems like he might have, some anger problems. But personally, I just think it's because of the environment that he's in the videos. I mean, when he was arrested in his home, he seemed nice, calm, and cool and collected. To me, it did. Even after they grabbed him, he really didn't go that crazy. But when he was trying to record that traffic stop, and they didn't like the fact that he was telling the detained people, you know, did you give them permission or consent to search your car? Look, he could talk. He wasn't interfering. What they tried to bust him on specifically said in the law that words alone, you can't be charged with the offense they tried to charge him with. And the whole reason they came up to him and started that whole thing is because he started talking and asking questions of the people that were detained. Now, me personally, I probably wouldn't do that. I'd probably go live and narrate to my viewers and say something that I wanted them to hear loud enough to the camera that I wasn't talking directly towards them. I was talking directly to the camera, but make sure that they could hear. Just for that type of situation. But in the heat of the moment, I can't blame him for being as upset on the video as he was. I mean, some of the things he was saying, I personally, I was sitting there going, "Oh, dude, okay, chill now, chill. That's enough. You've said that enough times, and obviously they don't care." I mean, there's been court rulings regarding how close you can get to record, and you know, pretty much what it comes down to, there's no real foot mark to it. It's a reasonable distance. Well, that leaves a big gray area to what a reasonable distance might be in one of those situations. I mean, even in Turner versus Driver, the Patusai case, in the oral arguments, the judges even tell the attorney, uh, did they ask him for a buffer zone? Because police can ask you for a buffer zone. If they feel you are a little too close, and they ask you to step back, I don't know, another 5, 10 feet. I mean, personally, I'd probably do it. I'd set as long as I could still capture the images and video that I wanted to capture. And if I couldn't, I would say, look, man, I'll back up a little, but I really want to get this shot. I need to have this shot. If I go where you want me to, that's an absurd distance. It's not reasonable. I won't be able to do what I have to do from that spot. So here, let me meet you in the middle. I'll back up another 5 feet or so, and that should, that should be enough. That's just me personally. Because if they did try to charge me with, obstructing or something like that, I want a judge and or possibly down the line a jury to say, look, he was trying to cooperate. He was trying to be a reasonable person. He did offer to back up another 5 feet or 10 feet, and he gave a good reason why he wouldn't go a block away. Is because it defeats the whole purpose. So I know I'm going off on a tangent here, but yeah, they don't care. Yeah, hey W, I see that. Yeah, most cops really they don't care about the law. Um, they don't. That's my opinion. But the opinion based off the videos that you see coming out every single day. Not only on auditors' channels, but on the news or videos that I post, repurposing news shots that I find on the web. Cops aren't machines; they're human. They're gonna screw up too. You know what I mean? But it's just sad because they're paid to do a job and then they get arrested for DUI, domestic assault, robbery. I mean, what was that? I don't remember. Forgive me if you come across this video, but I can't remember who posted it. Might have been the Batuzai. But it was on the news too. I saw it where after a storm or something like that, a tornado, um, somebody pulled up and had a dash cam going and saw a cop coming out of like a smashed up 7-Eleven or some convenience store with a bag full of stuff that it looked like he was looting, and then he saw the car pulling up, so he set it down and walked away. I mean, come on, you're a cop. You're not supposed to be doing that. But cops are people too. Some of them, it's like they see an opportunity, temptation. They're gonna falter just like anybody else. Let's see. I'm missing some things. Hey James, how's it going today, man? Thanks for being up so late. My mom shot an attempted rapist. She was a nurse working mids, and he tried in a parking lot. Oh, that's nasty. Hey James, I didn't know that, man. Wow. She did not play. Hey, if she defended it herself, James, I love it, man. I'm a huge supporter. I mean, I think that I know businesses don't, they have to have business insurance, and a lot of the business insurance companies don't want the liability. So, underlined underlined in the policy, it may state that employees can't be armed. And so, a lot of these companies that don't want to get sued, and they have to follow what their insurance carrier want. They tell you, when you're at work, you can't have any weapons. I mean, you should, you can have a box cutter, but you can't carry it around with you. You have to keep it in a certain spot. You know what I mean? And I just think that's wrong, especially if you're like a convenience store clerk, gas station clerk. Man, you should be able. The clerks down here at 7-Eleven down the street. I wholly, my in my soul, I believe they should, if they want, they should be able to be armed for their protection. All right, what's going on? Stole the booze. Yeah. Sasquatch, you sent me an email. Okay, you took it. You sent it to the junkyardnews@gmail.com. I'll have to check it out. He had 3 victims before he picked her. Wow, that was in the 70s, but still, wow, brother. Good for her, though. Again, thanks everybody who joined in. I was about to go to bed when I just happened to check my Facebook and saw that message from Mr. Stark. I can't believe it. And from the limited information that I have available, to me it would seem like he got set up. Maybe he went in to pick up his public records from the city manager, and he had a camera. Hopefully, I'm hoping he had a camera, and that's what they didn't like, him recording. Um, and that's possibly what started it. I'll have to find out more tomorrow when he wakes up and I wake up and see if I can get a hold of him. Um, he does have a Facebook page. If anybody wants to send him a message, um, maybe telling him to, keep up the pressure. Um, any condolences for all the trouble that police department and the city is putting them through. Um, let's see here. Let's see if I can post a link to him here. Give me 1 second. Copy. All right, hopefully he doesn't mind. This should be his personal. That should be his Facebook page. If anybody wants to reach out to him, any PMP, if you're still here, if you want to do, try to get a hold of him and do an interview with him. I told him I was going to try to do an interview with him. I just haven't been able to set it up yet. But if you're curious or want to get a story from him or reach out to him, you can probably message him through Facebook there. See if he'll reply back to you. All the videos I've posted of him, of his story, he just happened to, I guess, come across my channel and my Facebook, and he sent me an email. He sent me a message saying, "Hey man, I got some videos I want you to look at," and I replied to him. He was offline at the time. I said, "Here's my email address, thejunkyardnews@gmail.com. Send me whatever you want, and I'll post it on my channel and help get the word out on what this police department in the city's doing, and see what we can do." And that's the story there. But I think it'd be really nice if anybody felt the urge to just, give them a little support. I'm not saying money or anything like that. I'm just saying give him some, encouraging words of support. That's his Facebook. That's the link to his Facebook page. If you want to send him a message. hopefully I'll get more information from him regarding this new arrest tomorrow before I go to work. Um, but just from the limited information, I would have to assume that they either set him up or he was filming and they just didn't like him filming in the public building, something along that line. So I hope everybody's doing okay. I'm about ready for bed. I just wanted to get the word out. And for those of you who have gone to the police department's Facebook page and voiced your opinions on how they've treated Mr. Stark, I want to say thank you. Um, I know some might say, "Dude, it does no good to do that." I'm like, well, that may be so, but Sasquatch doesn't Facebook. Yeah, they may have a city website where you can send them a message. I don't know, or call if you or not. I'm not saying the call, but I mean, but yeah, I feel for the guy. I do. And this is in Texas. This is Texas. That's what I'm so shocked about. Yeah, Jay Jerry. Yeah, you got here late, man. I'm just rambling right now, but as the photo on the screen shows, that's a message I got from Mr. Stark. Apparently, he's been arrested again. The city manager where he lives told him to come in to get public records, and somehow, some way, for some reason, they trespassed and arrested him. While he was there to pick up, he was invited there, and then he was there to pick up public records, so he had official business. But somehow, some way, they arrested him on trespassing and a noise complaint or something. So I don't know if his voice got a little loud. I don't know much right now, but we'll try to find out tomorrow before I go to work. Texas is almost as treasonous as California is. Yes, parts of Texas. I've seen that on other auditors' channels. Um, what was it called? Little Elm? Little Elm Police Department, I think is what it's called. I'm not sure. I think so. I can't remember. Yeah, Little Elm, Texas. Yeah, they do have an official website. There's their Facebook. Let me see what their review. Well, they're down to 3.5. When this happened, they were at a 5.0. Now they're at a 3.5. So every day it seems to go down a little bit more. But honestly, I thought it would be rock bottom by now. Um, Only 41 people. Some of those were positives on here before this interaction happened. Um, Mitch McKenzie was the most recent one. Just watched an awful arrest by racist cops against a man filming a traffic stop. And he cites some case law in there. Gary Freedom, he did a review it this morning, or I should say yesterday morning. Can you be any more poorly trained on how you handle a situation? Can you be any more poorly trained on how you treat a person in their own home? He saw the one dude who was arrested in his own home just because he wouldn't ID. Stephen London. Oh, that's a good one. Your officers were caught on camera acting like tyrant Nazis who have no respect for the law. Their actions were nothing more than contempt of cop, and for a reason why society does not like or respect cops. Like, as a matter of fact, they clap and cheer when you experience the end of watch notice. Videos don't lie. Yeah, that was a good review. But yeah, here, let me post a link just in case anybody needs a link. There we go. Swamp Fox News, cooks and reviews. Hello, Junker News and everyone. Hi, Swamp. What's up, man? Yeah, rally in Almost Park PMP on the 7th of March. On a side note, I got a side note for you. All right. So, I've had my YouTube up for about 7 years now. All right. In the beginning, I really didn't do a lot of cop watching or anything on it. If you go to my earliest videos, they're stupid videos. There's like some checker games. I played checkers and videos of my dog. Unless I put that private, I don't know. Crosswalk interactions, almost getting hit by cars in crosswalks, stuff like that. Stupid stuff, right? But I put in a public records request with California Orange County Sheriff's Department for 2013 through 2020. 11/13/11/2020. I asked for every CAD report where my name or my YouTube channel was used to look into me. I also put in a request for that 7-year span of any and all emails. Hey, Swamp Fox, $5, man. That was not needed, but definitely appreciated. Thank you. I put in a public request also for any emails through any Orange County Sheriff's Department databases, any and all departments that reference my YouTube channel or my name. And they're allowed, first they have to respond within 10 days, but then depending on the request, they're allowed an additional 10 days past that, or 15 days, something like that, according to the law. Well, they sent me a letter today. And the letter today said, I think I'm going to get a book back. I wonder how many times they actually says, Junkyard News, we are still working your request. Please see the attached letter. And it says, your request for all CAD reports for every time your name was run through any and all Orange County Sheriff's Department databases between 11/13, 11/20, and any and all emails by the Orange County Sheriff's Departments referencing you or your YouTube channel, the Junkyard News, during that same time period. And it says, we are still in the process of reviewing a voluminous, I can't even pronounce that right now, I'm so tired, VOLUMINOUS, amount of records. We expect to have responsive records available for release to you on or before Tuesday, March 31st. So they need an additional 30 days to go through it all. Probably in redact stuff, but still. I started laughing. I told my girl, I go, I wonder if I'm going to get a book back. It might be interesting to read all that stuff they've been talking about me. What do you think? Think I should make a video about it? I think I should. We'll see what I get, but I'm pretty interested to dive deep into any reports and or emails referencing myself. The bird, James. Oh man. Okay, we got a request. That's right, James. The bird is the word. Yeah. So, anyways, yeah, I'm almost scared at the amount of public records I'm gonna have to pay for. In the past, they've put a lot of stuff on CDs for me, and it just cost me $1 for the CD, and it had documents and videos and audio bytes and stuff. So I don't know if they're gonna want to give me a book of paper, or if they're gonna want to just download a whole bunch of documents onto discs. I'm only charged $1 per disc. That would be cool. Yeah, Sasquatch, maybe $500 bill. I hope not. If that's the case, I'll tell them I just want to inspect the records. Um, and maybe I'll just take pictures of anything. I'll spend like hours there and I'll just go through everything and just take pictures on my phone or my camera of anything I think is juicy enough to publish. Hey, PMP, are you going somewhere? Uh, all right, PMP, thanks for tuning in, man. Thanks for stopping by. Yeah, I'm going to be wrapping this up in a minute. What was I saying? Well, in the videos, in the very first video, the one right there, that picture right there, when they arrested him in his home, he had told the cop, "One moment, I'm gonna call my attorney." So I'm thinking he does. Um, Not only that, all of those previous charges, everything according to him, he's commented on some of the videos I posted. He claims that not counting this new arrest, but all the other arrests, all the charges, every charge had been dropped, um, which is great. But now we're gonna have to wait and see and get for more information on this new arrest. When you got your arrest docs after my arrest after seizure last year, they said I could pay $1.50 or bring in my own CDR. Yeah. Yeah, normally, I mean, there's been times I've gone there. I mean, look, you know how I feel about, you know, police departments and cops, right? You know, as long as they treat me with respect, I and they don't hurt anybody else, you know, it's a live and let live. Uh, I don't hate cops. I just, you know, dislike bad cops or cops that don't do their job the way they should and they let their ego get in the way. I have a problem with bad cops. Not all cops. I don't hate cops. Um, no, I don't want that. Walmart keeps sending me emails. I gotta block them. Um, I don't know where I was going with this. Oh yeah. So I have in the years that I've been requesting public records, mostly my own through Orange County Sheriff's Department, I'm known. I'm pretty well known in the administration for Orange County Sheriff's Department, and they've always been really cool with me. I mean, there's been times I've picked up CDs, and they haven't charged me for the CD for the dollar. They'll say, "Oh, well, you can get us next time, Tom." I'm like, "Okay, I'll get you next time. Thanks." You know, I'll go in and pick up one CD and I'll say, you know, here's my dollar, and I'll say, do you want I owe you $1 from last time. Do you want the extra buck? And they're like, oh no, we wouldn't know how to, you know, account for it anyways or whatever. So okay, whatever. So there's been times I've gotten public records for free um, through their public records department at Orange County Sheriff's. They've been pretty cool with me as far as requesting records. Now, they've never given me everything I want. It always has to be something that I'm involved in, like dash cam or call for service that's about me. Um, if I go through the blotter and I find what I think might be an interesting video and I request dash cam of a pedestrian check or something, they don't give it to me. Probably because they don't want it. They know I'll put it on my YouTube, and it's not something they want to have broadcasted. So they'll not share it with me. I'm sure if I raise this, you know, if I really fought for it and wanted to pay an attorney to go see a judge and make them release it to me, they probably would, but without knowing a case or a specific might not even be worth it. You know what I mean? I may go through all that trouble and actually get dash cam of a certain stop, and you know, might not be anything there really. So it's like, what's the point? But I still try from time to time, and after 10 to 15 days, I'll usually get the I'm sorry, but that record is not disclosable under the Public Records Act in police investigations and open investigations, yada, yada, yada. But usually they give me anything I need or want that has to do with me if I'm involved. James, let me catch up to what you're saying. When they kidnapped me, they documented it all. Great. And my audio recording proved the rest. He lost in 5 minutes. That's sweet. Cost him $150,000 because I absolutely refused taxpayer money, and he agreed to pay me on the recording. The moron. Nice. Yeah, the Starke, it might end up being a proof we could do it arrest. This new one. Again, for anybody that just happens to be jumping in, you can read it. That's the message he sent me through Facebook. Uh, That's an old photo. It's from one of the videos that I posted of his cop watching arrest on a traffic stop. But that's the message that he sent me on Facebook. So, all right. My suit with Carlsbad. Um, to be perfectly honest, it's gone nowhere. I'm getting down to the wire. I was hoping to find something pro bono attorney that may want to earn a few dollars and work on it with me, but to no avail. And then I thought about just doing it myself, pro se. But my I'm making excuses, I know, but my work's been killing me lately. Um, it's just gone nowhere. That's the honest, short answer. It's gone nowhere, and it probably won't go anywhere. I mean, I took all the steps I wanted to take on it, and I plan on going back to Carlsbad and doing more videos there. Like they think, I hope they don't think they've seen the last of me, but I made them work. You know what I mean? I did every documented paperwork that I could do to make them work. And the emails and the calls they got over that um, was outstanding. I mean, the support you guys gave when that video, that live, I was streaming live, but the call I don't think they'll ever. I would hope that they would never do that or try to pull that bull crap again on somebody who they know is recording them. Hopefully they don't do it to anybody, but especially if they're recording them, because they absolutely hate me there now. I'm sure the police department literally hates my guts for the trouble that video caused them. But it was their own actions that caused it. It wasn't the video actually that caused it, the pain in their butt. It was their actions on video that caused the turmoil for the department in the city that it caused. Um, I still get a kick out of the fact that they actually had to run a separate phone line with a voice message just for people calling, complaining about that video. Um, that's that's great. I can laugh now. You know what I mean? I can laugh now, but no, that was great. It was. I mean, look, I'm really not going out there and doing this to to sue cops and sue cities. I'm out there to make content. You know what I mean? And if they do something they shouldn't do, well, then there's going to be other repercussions. I mean, look, they sprained my wrist, hurt my shoulder. It didn't take long to heal. To me, it was what they did to me was very like what they didn't do to me. What they did, well, this was different department. This is Starke here, but in Texas, Charles Starke, he got forced to the ground. You know, people, cops sitting on him, legs held up. Guy pulls out a taser, puts it in his back, and I couldn't tell on the video. I tried to listen again to see if they actually pulled the trigger. I don't think he was actually tased, but it's possible. I was rewatching a part to it on that traffic stop again tonight, and I could have sworn I heard a click zap, and then he screamed. So I haven't asked him yet if that cop actually tasered him in the back, but while he was on his stomach on the ground. But I don't know if they did. But look, it's those. If that happened to me, you're damn straight I would do everything in my power to to hurt the to hurt those cops, not physically but financially. Um, but my Carlsbad incident, I mean, it really wasn't a big issue. Um, and the guy let me go. I mean, he let me go right away. He was wrenching my arm behind my back or trying to when I was and I was resisting. Um, for what, 10 to 15 seconds, and then the chief finally said, "Let him go. I got this. I got this," or whatever. So I could file a case. I mean, and I put in a claim. I put in my notice of claim, which they rejected, and just to see, I knew they were going to deny it. I knew they were going to deny it, but I put it in just for shits and giggles. Um, and I think the notice of claim was put for like 24,000, um, something like that, just to see if they'd offer anything. But I knew they'd deny it because they knew that I wouldn't be able to find an attorney to do anything on it, and they were probably counting on the fact that I probably wouldn't, even in court, I probably wouldn't get anything worth it. You know what I mean? It's obvious the guy lied, saying I was blocking a sidewalk. I mean, I don't even think I don't even think Carlsbad has a city ordinance about blocking sidewalks unless you're a vehicle. I mean, the state of California, I think the whole state, don't even think there's a state law in regards to blocking a sidewalk. It only references vehicles. You know what I mean? Like vehicles or maybe like hot dog carts or something like that. As far as the pedestrian blocking a sidewalk, I don't think there's any laws out there regarding that. Now, what is it? Vista actually has a city ordinance. And I had a cop on my Vista. I have a video where he actually states the ordinance code regarding blocking a sidewalk, but I never read it. For all I know, it has only to do with vehicles too. But I laughed. I laughed at him anyways. That cop was funny because you're in violation of section code ordinance this, and then he goes, if there's traffic. I'm like, well, there hasn't been any traffic, so how can I be in violation right now? You just said I was in violation, but then you said if there's traffic, which means I am not in violation. So he was talking in tongues. He was just flabbergasted. He was nervous. He knew he knew it was going to be on YouTube, and he didn't like it. They didn't do anything either. Anyways, I'm rambling. I got to get off this thing. Let me see. Anybody ask any questions or whatever? Well, talk to the guy in the email I sent you. All right, Sasquatch, I will. I'll look at that email tomorrow when I wake up. I will definitely look into it. I promise you. Let's see, what am I missing here? Gentleman reading Jerry. He could have easily screwed him with the way he took him down. Yeah, you're talking about the Stark video. And he really wasn't resisting. Oh, you'll see that in these videos. One last ramble and rant. And not just these videos, like a lot of these arrest videos where they claim people are resisting. I mean, oh, exactly. Case in point, TX Sheepdog. Was it his most recent de- detainment slash arrest or whatever when he had that airsoft rifle? The cop, had his arm behind his back, and then he like must have like twisted his wrist to do pain, some type of pain compliance move, and the pain caused him to hit the ground. I mean, oh, what is he gonna say? You resisted arrest because you tried to flee because you hit the ground? You fell down and hit the ground in pain? I mean, you see it all the time. It's like they perfectly cause pain. So your first instinct, your natural reflex is to pull away, or what happens if you put your hand on a hot stove? Your first instinct most would be to pull your hand away. Well, sorry, I didn't intend to pull away from you. You just decided to hurt me. So my instinct and my natural reaction was to jerk my arm away or do something else. You know what I mean? So yeah. Hey James Knight, man, I'm gonna wrap this up too. Can you comment on the comment on? Are you talking about the straw man? I don't know. Look, that's one thing this channel doesn't really get involved in is um, the sovereign citizen movement or straw man um, theories or anything like that. Uh, I was into it and curious about it years ago. Um, I read articles where it said that um, your birth certificate's pretty much just a what's the word I'm looking for? Your birth certificate's it's like a piece of stock to the government. For every birth certificate they have, it's worth money to them. So it's treated like a stock. And supposedly, if you could go down and look at your original birth certificate, not a copy of your original, but your actual original birth certificate, and you had it in your hand, which would be pretty much impossible, um, and turned it over, there'd be all types of trademarks. Like every time you as a person were traded like livestock, stuff like that. You know what I mean? And I dove into the whole. I did spend some time diving into the whole right to travel movement, um, and how if you're driving versus traveling, all that stuff. But my channel's really not about that. It's I don't want to get into all that. Um, Look, although one side of me says, look, if I buy a car and I pay for these roads to be built through my taxes anyways, why do I have to, you know, have a go pay you money to get this shiny car that's got my photo on it and a whole bunch of government code on it to use my property on a road that my taxes are paying for? But that's just the scheme that they've come up with to milk more money out of the citizens. Um, you got to pay to get a license. You got to pay the registration on your vehicle every year. You got to pay now. Most states now, I think, have, you got to pay smog. You just to use or have your vehicle, you have to keep paying out money. And your driver's license is a contract. Your driver's license is a license to drive a motor vehicle. Whether you technically or really should have to have one or not, I don't really care. You go to DMV, you sign that little thing. They say, we need your signature right here, and you sign it. You are signing a contract. And that contract states that you will follow all the laws and traffic codes that they've decided to write in a book. And if you violate any of those terms of the contract, i.e. traffic codes, you give the police permission to pull you over and extort money from you. It's part of the contract. So I do know that. I do believe that. Your driver's license is a business contract between you and the state that issues it to you. And by having that, you're bound by the terms of the contract. And that's why your driver's license, your ID, it's not even your ID and your driver's license. It belongs to the state. You're just carrying it along to identify you if you break your contract. And that way they can get you into a courtroom and they can extort money from you even more. Even though, again, you paid for your car, you paid for the roads, you paid for the registration, you paid for the smog, you pay yearly taxes on your car when you register it. I mean, it's all about money. And it's late enough. It's bedtime. I got to get off this thing. So, thanks everybody for joining in. Sorry I've been rambling a lot, talking about other stuff. And I'm sorry I didn't have more information on Mr. Starke yet. But, like I said earlier, I haven't been live for a while and ramble. So, thanks to everybody that decided to tune in and just listen to me just spew crap out of my mouth. I like it. Oh, and thanks again for that super chat, $5. Again, not needed, but as long as you did it, I appreciate it, okay? All right. Okay. You are the registered keeper and not the owner of your vehicle. Yeah, that's what they say. Pretty much. Pretty much, I mean, everything you buy these days is you're buying with debt anyways. There's no real money anymore, people. Remember that. There is no real money anymore. All right? The money in your pocket isn't real. It's a note. It's an IOU. It's a promise to pay. It's like you cash your paycheck and they give you a whole bunch of IOUs. All right. I'm being...
Four times you said goodnight.
I know. All right, my other half is saying it's time for bed, so I got to get off this thing. Yes, I'm a rambling man. All right. This has been fun. I got to do this more. More topics, though. All right, guys, gals, friends, and everybody. We shall see you later. I'll get more information on this latest Starke event as soon as I can. Until that time, we'll see you next time. Bye. Peace.
It's jungle out there, disorder and confusion everywhere. No one seems to care. Well, I do. Hey, who's in charge here? It's jungle out there. People think I'm crazy, I worry all the time. You paid attention, you'd be worried too. You better pay attention, for this world we love so much might just kill you. I could be wrong now, but I don't think so. Cause there's a jungle out there. There's a jungle out there.
Answer questions, man.
No?
No.